It's This Week in Bourbon, and if you're listening to this, you're in Group 7. And here's your headlines for October 31st, 2025. Japan's Kirin Holdings has put Four Roses up for sale. Big Thirst and Pour Now have partnered to launch an AI-driven e-commerce platform in the alcohol industry. And Hardin's Creek Kentucky Straight Bourbon is releasing the Warehouse series. But before we get back, here's a quick word from our partners. Hey everybody, welcome back. It is This Week in Bourbon. It is a very happy Halloween this week in bourbon.
Your favorite week of the month, or not month, year, and month.
For the longest time, it really was my favorite week of the year, and actually, it was my favorite month of the year. For anybody who doesn't know, I used to live on the in big air quotes here, Halloween Street in Louisville, and I would spend months decorating or say building props to be able to start decorating. And we weren't a Go Green customer back then, but I would kill my lawn every single year because we had so many props out in the yard.
We wouldn't have treated it because there'd been so much shit. And they're like, oh, F this stuff.
Gotta pass on that.
I remember we always hated Christmas and Halloween because everybody puts those blow ups and there's strings everywhere. And you're trying to take your sprayers through and you're like, God damn these things.
Because all the electrical cords are in the way.
All the cords and the cords you stick in the ground to like the rip cords for wind.
The stakes and everything.
The stakes, yeah. But it's Happy Halloween week. It's on a Fridays, which is very cool for the kids.
I know. And as we were actually saying, this is our second time doing this because we forgot to hit record the first time. But I was just saying how, as a kid, like a Friday or Saturday of Halloween, like you hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
There's no better way to have a Halloween as a child, knowing that you don't have to be up early the next day. You can still stay up late. I don't know about you. When I was a kid, I would separate, organize, and almost count my candy to figure out like what was my pull for the evening. And then I would sit there and do trades with my little brother and be like, all right, I'll see if he wants these lemon heads because I certainly don't want them, and see if he's dumb enough to give off a Snickers or two.
Here's the Mike and Ike's, the licorice candies. I'll give you 4 of these for 1 Reese's.
Yeah. You don't see the circus peanuts anymore. Those are things of the past.
Those are the worst candy ever.
But you don't see a lot sugar babies or even sugar daddies.
Oh, that's a cavity.
Man,
those things just get stuck, and you get it was like caramel and chocolate on a stick and just like sticks.
Oh yeah, it's just like it's stuck in your teeth, in the lining for a solid 30 minutes, and you're using your tongue just to like push it out.
Yeah,
and it doesn't stop.
I'm pretty sure dentists invented Halloween.
Oh yeah, but man, those are, like I said, you hit the jackpot. It just sucks because it's going to be a little cold. I do remember this when it would happen, is that you had a really cool costume, but your mom would be like, oh, you need to bundle up, make sure you don't get a cold. Yeah. And then you walk around like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man because you
got the big puffer jacket.
Yeah.
You got to cover those ears. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how's the flu going to get in my ears?
Oh, man. Yep, it's going to happen again this year. I think hopefully it's going to be a little chilly, hopefully not rainy. We've had a lot of rain here at least the past few days, but it's going to be hopefully a good Halloween. But does that mean that next year is on a Saturday then?
I think so, because, it pushes it back a day. Yeah, not because next year's not a leap year. So, yeah. Should be on a Saturday, which would be epic.
No,
but
it's good.
You're lucky you get to trick or treat in your own neighborhood. Mine is only one street.
Oh, that's true. You got just a
and
cul-de-sac.
It's a hill, so nobody's walking up that steep ass hill to come see us. So we go to our friend's neighborhood, but it's always fun. We usually do like a chili cook-off competition, and then somehow I got a lot of our friends have been coming here getting the espresso martinis, so they're like, "You got to make those for Halloween," and I was like, all right, Jordan, what's the recipe?
It's so funny. I remember because Tiffany was down here and you all took a big thing of vanilla simple syrup with you to go and make them. And I was like, you realize there's full espresso machines over here and we have bartenders that know what they're doing. You're just gonna wing it and figure it out.
Oh yeah. Well, Jordan gave me that big, then I was like, I don't need this much simple syrup. And he's like, oh, you just take it, you'll need it. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, here we go.
I think I was talking to your wife about this, and I was like, we own the bar. We're not the bartenders. Right?
Yes.
We don't know what we're doing.
Exactly. Just because my name's on the lease does not mean I know how to shake and rattle a espresso martini.
Yeah, we're not the best about that.
No.
But let's go ahead and let's talk about some things. So one, if you're out there, happy Halloween. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Make sure you take your rations out of your kids' bags this evening and for the next, I would say, variably 2 months until you get to Christmas.
Until we get to Easter. Usually that's when Halloween candy usually lasts us to Easter.
You're right. It is. It's usually that much, and the cycle starts all over again. If you have any sugar daddies or sugar babies, you want to get rid of them, feel free to drop them over here at Trial and Error. I'll be more than happy to take those off your hands.
Kenny hates his teeth.
Oh, those are my favorite. Let's see. We have some other kind of news that's happening in Pursuit Land. We've been doing some heavy bottling the past couple days, and I'm excited to announce that we are going to have a new experience that is going to be the first time we're going to do it, and hopefully you can come and join. It's called Founder Hour, and during this Founder Hour, you're going to be the first ones to try our latest Pursuit series bottles that we had just done. And if you're a part of Patreon, you've probably already seen some of the news. And without giving too much of it away, two of them are our biggest releases that we've been holding back for a very, very long time. One is a 20-year bourbon. Yes, you heard that right. A 20-year bourbon that we've been settling back. And then the other is it 11 or 12? 12.
Yep.
And it comes from, are we allowed to say the distillery? Probably not.
Cannot.
Can't say the distillery. But
just look up episode 17.
Yeah, it was like it's the cousin or sister or brother or identical twin, whatever you want to say, of Apple. Well, it would be identical twin if your twin died how long ago? 5 years ago?
5 years
6 ago. And then, so then your twin lived on, and now it's this one. So we're going to have that. And then plus we have, I believe, one of the oldest Woodinville bourbons in existence.
Yep. 10 year,
almost 11.
Almost 11.
It was almost 11.
He was looking at us, he's like, why'd you pull it? Why'd you do that? I was like, it tastes really good right now. I don't want to let it go another 3 months.
Yeah. I think it was it still had like 40 or 50 days left to go to be 12, but we were like, let's go ahead and for 11.
Yeah.
We're like, let's go ahead and let's pull that. And then we have a 8-year Woodinville rye as well.
Yep. And an 8-year 78-10-12 of our mash bill from Bardstown. One of our last original barrels.
Exactly.
Of the first run.
Good thing is we've got more to come after that. So be on the lookout for Founder Hour. That's going to go live hopefully tomorrow. And then it's going to be only available to, I think, like 6 people that want to come in and join and be a part of it. So hopefully you're out there in listener land. You can come and take part of that as well. I'll put out some other sort of, I don't know, what do you call them? Announcements? So it's like we'll throw a flare up in the sky, whatever it is. But ambassador calls. So we've got our DC taken care of. So thanks to everybody that had talked to us from I am so surprised. We had like 4 people like apply from the DC surrounding Virginia area. So there's a lot of listeners out there. I love to be able to hear that.
We love DC.
And then we're still, we just need more people in Texas. I don't know what to tell you. San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, just hit us up. We can use all the bodies.
That's right. Texas is big.
And then we might actually have somebody in Columbus, Georgia. So we're waiting to kind of get that one locked in now. All right,
contract negotiations.
Yes, exactly what it is. We're waiting for the non-compete to be signed.
Yeah, right? That's right.
That's what it is. All right, you ready to get into some industry news here?
Let's do it.
All right, so this first one is that Castle & Key has announced the appointment of Sherrie Moore as Whisky Plant Manager. Sherrie brings more than 5 decades of experience in the whiskey production and operation space, and she began her career back in 1975 at Jack Daniel's, where she developed her expertise across every facet of whiskey making, holding progressively more leadership roles, including plant manager, director of production, and assistant vice president. Her career has been defined by her love for the industry and her ability to bring energy, expertise, and a holistic focus to whiskey production. She also has other career highlights, pioneering work in barrel yield optimization, maturation experiments, filtration improvements, and continuous improvement programs.
Could use her help on filtration.
Yeah,
I'd like some filtration advice, but
we can't afford the plate filters?
The plate,
yeah. Those are like what, $75,000 for a filter?
They're nice.
Yeah,
maybe we can find one $80 or something coming out.
I was like, maybe let's just go ahead and talk about this next one, because Heritage Distilling has announced a strategic transition of closing its craft spirits tasting rooms and shifting over to contract production. So who knows? Maybe they're going to have some other stuff for sale. But 5 retail tasting rooms in Washington and Oregon are set to close on December 31st. The company is going to focus on maintaining its higher margin of direct-to-consumer channel, wholesale volumes, and adding a tribal beverage network location in partnership with Native American tribes in and near their casinos. The strategic strategic move is expected to reduce ongoing operation expenses by more than $5 million on a full-year basis, and the profitability of the company's craft spirits segment. Oh, and accelerate their profitability.
Well, sounds like they've had some strategy sessions, and I'm surprised contract's the way to go, but
that's what I kind of thought too. Is like there's
no
shortage of that.
I guess if they're doing like house brands for a casino, like you get a major casino chain on board, maybe that makes sense.
Yeah,
Come like the well of that particular casino. I could see that.
Yeah, that could be it. But yeah, the contract side, I saw that and it was like, woof. I guess join in the fold with everybody else that's trying to undercut everybody that's trying to cut everybody else.
It's a cutthroat world right there.
It sure is.
These times.
Yeah. What everybody thought was, it's a genius move, genius marketing. Let's go ahead and we'll do contract production, which will put money in the door right away. But then we didn't realize, literally everybody else is defaulting this playbook now. Yeah. MGP had it right for so little of a time, though.
Yep.
All right. So here was the big news. It came out last week, but obviously we only come out with this once a week. But Kirin, who is the holding company of Four Roses, has put Four Roses up for sale. Now that Four Roses up for sale, from what I've understood, is still not confirmed by Kirin, but I think it's sort of like circling through the back channels of people, and therefore it kind of makes it away. Anyway, it has an expected valuation of around $1 billion, and this sale is part of a strategic shift by the Japanese conglomerate to move away from their struggling spirits sector and accelerate its focus on higher growth healthcare and pharmaceutical divisions. The move comes as the alcohol industry contends with the changing habits among younger consumers who are reducing alcohol consumption. I don't want to talk about it anymore because it makes my head hurt. But Kirin has owned the Four Roses brand since 2002, and it generates around $70 million in adjusted annual earnings, and it's working with advisors to test the interest, and first round bids are expected as early as next month.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks.
It doesn't suck. I mean, it's business, right? Like,
well, I
think that's part of what it is, and people. I don't know if. I guess if like when times are good, right? And as a company that's as big as Kirin, and you look at they're in the stock market, right? Like, and you have to look at what is going to make them money. Well, obviously they're shifting to be more of a pharmaceutical company and a healthcare division. So yeah, they're going to start shedding off all these other businesses.
They started a beer company. How do you shift focus to like a completely different sector?
It's the same way. Have you ever heard of the Mars story?
The Mars story? No.
Yeah, like the Mars candy bar story?
No.
I'm going to screw it up, but Mars is the largest. They don't, like, candy is like one, like Mars bars.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's like,
they own like M&Ms and all.
No, they don't. I don't think they own M&Ms. Maybe they do. Yeah, actually it was, because that's what it was. It was actually a joint venture between Mars and somebody else, and that's why they called it M&Ms. Anyway, they are, I think candy is like maybe like 1/16th, 1/32nd of their overall. Like,
got it.
Because like
portfolio.
They've now like basically gone into all these other segments.
Yeah.
There's actually a really great podcast out there called Acquired. And go ahead and listen to that. And there's the Mars story, and it's about 3.5, 4 hours long, but it's fascinating to kind of hear it.
Yeah. I mean, looking at this, it makes sense because Kirin bought Four Roses when probably it was at its lowest, if I had to guess. And then they've seen extreme growth through the brand, and now it's kind of probably peaked, and they're probably like, well, how can we continue to grow it even more and more? And then it's like, we'd better use this cash to utilize in some other venture that has more potential.
It's what I do not do in the stock market, which is, buy low and sell high. I do it the exact opposite way, but they probably did exactly that, right? They bought a business as it was down. They built it up. They've seen it grow. Now it's kind of like hitting its plateau mark, and it's like, okay, well, shed it off and start putting that resources to something else.
It is just crazy that like Four Roses doesn't, which I love their products, but it still just doesn't have like that thing with consumers. It seems like it's like a good default. Yeah, it's a good default, but nobody's ever like you don't see people like bragging about their Four Roses for like they do for Buffalo Trace or like Old Fitz or you XYZ or like President's Choice. You never see people like, oh, I got my Four Roses.
There's only a handful of people out there that collect every small batch limited edition, but I think that's also the good, and maybe that's why you say that, is because Four Roses done a good job of just not cluttering our news feed with a new release every 30 days.
Yeah.
Right. Versus Heaven Hill, Wild Turkey, Buffalo Trace, you name it. It's every 2 weeks to 4 to 6 weeks, there's a new release that we have to talk about that get people jacked up and psyched. Four Roses has what? You have your small batch limited, and you have a Father's Day release that just started 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's
and then
it.
The store pick single barrels had a run for a long time. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's just weird. Like you don't have like, you have whiskey geeks that are dialed into those particular ones, but like I'll just look at like my friends' bars and like none of them have like Four Roses, but they'll have like a bottle of Buffalo Trace or Elijah Craig, or it's like there's some kind of marketing missing that they're not connecting with consumers as well as other brands have.
Mm-hmm. I think they still, overall, they've done a good job. We know their product's phenomenal.
Oh, I think their small batch
Select
is probably one of the best shelf products on the market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. There's just something that doesn't have that yearning desire to go and pull it off the shelf versus anything else. They just haven't hit maybe the FOMO factor that the broader market hasn't seen yet. But I don't know. Maybe we say that because we're so deep into it. I'm sure their gift shop line is still out the door.
Well, I think you see like Heaven Hill or Beam, or they partner with MLB teams or golf or this or that. You don't really see that from Four Roses. You kind of see them staying in there.
Probably because Kirin doesn't let them.
Exactly. And so it's like, I think what I'm trying to get at is that I still think there's opportunity with the brand to grow if they can figure out how they can market and connect with more common consumers across the board.
Yeah. But it's probably the time to start doing that. They probably didn't need to do it a couple years ago because they were selling everything that came in, especially during the COVID era. I feel like they might have shot themselves in the foot a little bit when we talk about those private barrel selections. I mean, we used to go get 10 or 12 a year, and they would sell pretty easily at what, $80 a bottle?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I think it was about $80 a bottle. And then all of a sudden now they're what, 100, 120?
Yeah.
And it's at when you start creeping up to that 3-digit mark, you're kind of like, it's tough. Plus, anybody that's been around for a while might have a shit ton of these sitting around anyway. But there's always new people that are getting in the market, and if it's like they should have probably been a little bit more conservative and maybe been the Elijah Craig barrel proof route, where it's not flooding absolutely everywhere, but not essentially price hiking it so much that it's just getting out of the hands of everyday consumers.
Totally. Well, and two, they strategically went with like working with bigger chains and, stuff that allowing them to do the selections versus and cutting out a lot of like small independent stores, whiskey stores, restaurants. And, that was kind of a Four Roses niche. And then they kind of moved away from that, trying to, which the chains are great. They're awesome. But I think they also made a lot of small independent stores and accounts upset about doing so.
Yeah, I think there's only two companies that I know after talking to a lot of people, Four Roses and Buffalo Trace. Those are the people that basically everybody's pissed at.
Yep.
Because of the games that they played during when times were really good.
Yep.
When times were good, of essentially cutting back everybody's allocation and only giving it to big markets or to, whatever. And maybe I say that, and it's like Four Roses has definitely been good to us over the years, especially when it came to at least getting something, because I know they had done picks to be able to help promote, either was it nonprofits,
charities that you're choosing,
that, and we got one as a part of being essentially like a media entity, because they had stuff set aside that were just for media to be able to get it in the hands of more consumers. But yeah, a lot of those just regular bourbon groups that wanted a barrel, they got out a long time ago. don't have access to it.
Yep.
They might now, but I don't know if you lost them as a customer. So that's a tough one.
Sorry we spent so much time on this.
Yeah. Well, hell, we could probably talk about the next roundtable.
That's right.
But we'll actually be talking about your questions from the last roundtable. Thank you for reminding me. I'll go ahead and plug that about distributors. So go ahead. I'm going to pull up the link here in a little bit, and then you'll be able to go ahead and submit your questions about everything on the distributor side. But before we do that, let's go ahead and talk about Green River. So Green River is offering free personalized labels for their bourbon bottles as a holiday gift. Customers can add their name to and celebrate it at greenriverwhiskey.com, and Green River will ship the label free of charge. The labels can be applied to any 750 ml expression of Green River Kentucky Straight Whiskey, including their Green River Army 250th Anniversary Edition. Custom labels will be available online through the end of the year and in person at the Green River Distilling Company in Owensboro and at their Whiskey Row Tasting Room, which is right next door to us, beginning on November 3rd. A portion of those proceeds from the bottle sales of the Army 250th Anniversary release enhance the quality for life for soldiers and their families.
Gosh, that sounds like a nightmare.
To ship all those out?
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine they've got to have some sort of automated process or third-party company that's doing all this. Because Makers did this.
Did they?
Makers has done this, I think, a couple times where you can get a personalized label and it comes in a nice, what are those?
Did you have to like submit a receipt or something to like, that you prove that you bought them all, or just like, no, I can get a...
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, you just go ahead and sign up and you'll just get a label in the mail. And
that's what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Thank you.
It's free.
Thank you for the free label.
Yeah.
Hey, look what I found outside, man. It's a razor blade.
It's only, well, I'm just going to go next door.
Yeah, there we go. I'll get you a keychain then or something. By the way, the questions for the Bourbon Community Roundtable, if you want to submit them, it is brbn.at/Q and the numbers 112. That's brbn.at/Q112. And we're going to start taking a lot of your questions for the next roundtable. That's all about distributors.
Oh,
I know. Yeah. Are you sweating yet?
I might sit that one out.
All right. And our last industry news article here is that Big Thirst and Pour Now have partnered to launch an AI-driven e-commerce platform for the alcohol industry. If that's not a bunch of buzzwords, then hang on, there might be more. The platform combines brand-owned storefronts, omni-channel marketing, real-time retailer discovery, and full-funnel analytics into one solution. It aims to create a frictionless shopping experience for consumers by uniting online sales for shipping, retailer, and delivery channels. The platform integrates directly into brands' websites and provides visibility into first-party data from online and retailer sales for strategic insights. It also integrates storefronts, shoppable media, and real-time retailer listings with a marketing engine to turn awareness into measurable sales.
I'm sure you're all over this.
I mean,
I like this kind of stuff too.
I figured this is like something I would have written because this is got tech marketing speak all into it.
A lot of acronyms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's not a lot of acronyms yet, just AI, but omnichannel marketing, first party data, full funnel analytics. This has got something.
It's your love language.
It sure is. I mean, a lot of that is just marketing fluff, but I'd love to see exactly the bits and pieces, what goes into it. Because, right now, at least on our website, and I only say this because of we built it into it, is essentially we have, it looks like it is a frictionless shopping experience because we integrate into Sealbox at Shopify. So if you add something to cart on our site, it looks like it's like native to our site, but it's all just integrated into somebody else's back end. And I'm sure this is going to do something kind of like maybe what Reserve Bar was trying to do and hook into all those retailer networks. But I think the hardest part about all this is that these retailer networks, they all live in different point of sale systems, and starting to try to unify all that, it's just got to be a freaking nightmare. Yeah,
Drizzly tried to do that unsuccessfully. And I think it was a good concept, but for, just the liquor stores, some of them are up to date, have great, and a lot of them are just old school, like inventory management, just like really outdated processes and systems. And it's just I don't know, it's a weird industry that doesn't want to adapt to the times and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's It's the part of just tech where everybody creates their own bubble or their own black box. And if you want to integrate in that black box, they have to create some sort of API that allows you to connect into it. But that's what you have with Square and Shopify and some of those more modern platforms. But I'm sure you've gone into a liquor store and, they're running on some AS400 database and it looks like they're using literally a terminal.
Yeah.
I've been able to kind of like sneak around the counter at Costco and see sometimes when they're looking at inventory and it's like, oh yeah, this is mainframe kind of stuff they got going on over here.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's talk about grass, Ryan. Would that make you feel better?
Yes. Let's shift topics.
Well, let's go ahead and we'll shift to a break and we'll come back because we got some bourbon release news coming up. All right, everybody, it is bourbon release news time. Just a couple to kind of go through. And this first one, I should have brought a bottle because the guy that did this, he's like, hey, take a bottle and you can review it if you want. And I was like, okay, I should have grabbed it. We had one at the warehouse. But Frank August has announced the 6th release of their multi-award-winning case study series. And this is Case Study 6 Legacy Reserve, and it's a 6-barrel batch. The brand sought to honor the heritage of Kentucky bourbon by blending the past, present, and literally and philosophically. Oh, no. It's the past and the present, literally and philosophically. That's where the sentence ends. Sorry about that. It's comprised of 6 different barrel batches of 8, 9, and 10-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys. And the first release, this release represents a thoughtful dialogue between 3 of Kentucky's most storied legacy distilleries. And then the expression is 109.24 proof and $125, now available to purchase in select states.
So it's how many 6-barrel batches? What'd you say?
9 different 6-barrel batches of 8, 9, and 10-year-old Kentucky straight bourbons coming from 3 different storied legacy distilleries.
Oh.
Did you get all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. Because you don't see a lot of blending. I mean, I guess Discovery does that a little bit, but yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We need to try it. We have a bottle.
So. We have a bottle. We'll crack it open at some point. We'll get to it.
If there's different batches of it, I'm curious. Yeah.
Well, then I guess we got to take one from every batch.
That's right. Yeah. We'll be reviewing every batch.
That's the only way we're going to find out. I'm so sorry. It's science.
Those case studies are good.
Yeah. All right. So here's one that I saw Freddie No talking about. I think it was on social media, but I didn't really wait to see everything that he was talking about. But Hardin's Creek is releasing, quote, the Warehouse series.
I told you.
I was about to say, this is going to make Ryan say, I told you so. And this is a 3-part collection consisting of Warehouse R, which is, quote, mushroom, Warehouse W, the beaver, and Warehouse G, which is the owl. The limited edition series highlights how the aging environment during maturation shapes the whiskey, and identical mash bills were spread across the Claremont campus and placed in warehouses of varying heights, ages, and microclimates, and each expression is 110 proof and aged in Claremont for 11 years. The whiskey house partnered with surrealist and artist Max Loeffler to create a brand new identity, and each bottle depicts a symbolic character tied to its warehouse environment. The series right now is available in select markets at suggested retail price of $150 per 700 ml bottle.
I want to see the mushroom one. It's like a psychedelic.
It's just like acid just trip all over, and it's just like crazy wavy lines.
Because they had some. Well, they did like a Frankfurt versus Claremont, right?
Yes,
release.
They did. But
this is breaking down individual warehouses.
Yes,
yeah.
Which it's okay. This is marketing, right? Let's not forget.
Well, I mean, Jack Daniel's doing it now with.
Well, no. It's not that. It's like they have warehouses everywhere, and it's not like they have a specific warehouse for a particular kind of mash bill. They just run a bunch of mash bills and they're like, oh, go fucking throw it in these warehouses. And now they're like, oh, let's create a new product line about all these different warehouses and all the same mash bill and where it's at. And it's like, oh, this is just, it's not even a happy accident. It's not like this was even planned for. They were like, oh yeah, we got all this, and let's go ahead and make a story. Yeah, we'll make a story out of it, right?
I know, it's brilliant.
It is. It's brilliant. And them and Heaven Hill and we'll call it Four Roses, whomever, there's only a couple big dogs out there that can do something like this.
Yeah. I mean, well, because Turkey only has one mash, yeah. But they do like the Nelson and the
all the different camps
and all whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure they're good. 11-year beams. It's hard to beat.
Yeah. Well, you got to come out with your Frank Wood warehouse.
Right. Frankwood.
Frankwood warehouse. That's what we're gonna have. It's right catty corner next to the actual redneck warehouse.
It's exposed to all the elements.
Yeah. All right, so keep it going here. Rare Character has launched the inaugural release of Old Cassidy, a limited edition Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and this is a cask strength blend bottled at 123 proof, and is crafted from their quote finest barrels. And this is a part of their Rare Characters collection.
I thought that was Brookhill.
Yeah. Well, I got a funny joke for you in a second. With an 18-year-old Kentucky bourbon serving as the base of the blend.
Oh.
Each barrel was hand-selected for its unique flavor contribution, resulting in a rich, complex, and harmonious final product. And the previously released only as single barrels, but now Old Cassidy 2025 release marks its transition into an annual, wider, yet although still limited, offering that aims to showcase the ultimate expression of Rare Character's curation dedication. I do not have a price tag on here, but it's Rare Character, so you know it's over $3, or at least over $2. I guarantee at least over $1. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah. It is kind of funny. We've talked about the transition of Rare Character. It's like, all right, I'm gonna get a Rare Character. Well, what's Rare Character? It's like, well, they're rare barrels. It's the best of what they have. All right, they're gonna come out with Brookhill. Well, what's that? Well, these are the even more rare of Rare Characters. It's like, here's what's Old Cassidy? Well, that's even more rare than Brookhill.
rare.
It's like, wait a second.
Then you have the Rare Character Exceptional series, and then so I love Pablo. I think his products are great. I have no idea deciphering what they are.
I mean, he'll listen to this, and obviously we love him and everything like that. But yeah, it's the inception of Rare, of how deep can you go with these barrels and whatnot. But I'm sure it's fantastic. They do a phenomenal job over there, and by and large, I mean we see them out in the market all the time, and they're doing an amazing job, and
they're crushing it,
selling single barrels left and right. So way to go. All right, so Alan Jackson's Silver Belly whiskey is expanding its lineup with 3 new releases led by the limited edition Silver Belly Last Call Straight Bourbon. And this commemorative release celebrates Jackson's October birthday and his upcoming fall concert event. The key details for Last Call include, it's a 6.7 years, which is a nod to his 67th birthday. It's 101.7 proof, commemorating his 10/17 birth date. And it's going to be extremely limited release of almost around 2,000 bottles, which is also, sorry, I'll put it here, 1,958 bottles, which is also matching his birth year. Suggested retail price is $75. And this is announced its 5th and small batch release of Don't Rock the Jukebox, which is going to be their first ever.
Love that song.
375 ml bottling offering called Little Bitty.
Ooh, that's a classic.
There you go. That's a deep cut there. And all new products can be available online and in select states.
Very cool. I'm actually, Steelbox has done some of these Silver Belly releases, and they work with the distillery that we're close to, and so it's good juice. I mean, they got some great stuff going on, so I'm excited for it because I'm a huge Alan Jackson fan.
I can tell.
I know you're not, but
as soon as you said Little Bitty, you were like,
yeah,
that's my jam right there.
It's riding around Howardstown with that.
Just pumping that in your F-150.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know. It's like my son, he's 10 now, and now he's listening to all this BS, like, I don't know, like rap stuff.
Right, that's
and
what
I know
we all listen to.
I get it, but it was cool like 2 years ago when his favorite song was like Alan Jackson Drive or like Christo. Like, I don't know. And you can just be like, oh, I can chill. And now I got to listen to this like Travis Scott nonsense. I'm like, this hurts my head. I sound so old. But.
It's part of, he doesn't want to listen to his dad's music, right? He's got his own friends. They're doing their own thing. And then the good thing is that, I try to get my daughter to listen to some of the classics too, because obviously our dads made us listen to some of the 80s music, and we're like, oh, I don't want to listen to this. But
now
then
it's all we listen to.
But then you go to college, you throw an 80s party, and you're just like, take me home tonight.
That's why bourbon's going to be fun. We just got to get these kids through that rebel stage, and then they have a bourbon party, and they're like, oh,
we're in.
We're in.
We know what we're talking about. Let's get some Rare Character and proceed.
That's right.
All right.
And some itty bitty.
Get some itty bitty going. All right, so Bluegrass Distillers is releasing a limited edition 9-year single barrel Elkwood Reserve bourbon inspired by the 2024 Horse of the Year, Torpedo Anna. The bourbon embodies the spirit of, quote, the grizzly, And the specific barrel was selected in collaboration with Torpedo Anna's owners, jockey trainer, and distillery owners, and where 50% of the profits will be donated to the Permanently Disabled Jockeys Fund. The first 100 bottles sold at Bluegrass Distillers will have labels signed by Torpedo Anna's jockey, which is Brian Hernandez Jr., and their trainer, Kenny McPeak. And that's starting on October 31st. And our artists created the painting using the photo, and the bourbon is going to be available for purchase online via Bourbon Outfitter.
So it's Torpedo, but based on a grizzly? What?
I don't know. It just says the bourbon embodies the spirit of the grizzly.
Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe it's talking about Grizzly Dip.
Grizzly Adams.
Grizzly Adams, yeah.
Everybody had a beard there. Good for them. All right, 2 more to go here. And I'll save this other one for the last one. And we'll just talk about Ross and Squibb.
Oh, yeah.
Got to have another week with Ross and Squibb. They've announced the return of Remus Gatsby Reserve, which is a limited edition 15-year bourbon celebrating the 100th anniversary of The Great Gatsby. It's bottled at 102.8 proof, and this features Ross and Squibb's historic 21% rye mash bill and will be offered in ultra-limited quantities in October at a minimum suggested price of $200 per bottle. The 2025 edition is packaged in a distinctive Art Deco-inspired bottle and decorative clamshell box reminiscent of the 1920s. Consumers can also scan the QR code on the bottle's hang tag and point their camera at the front label for a Gatsby-esque fireworks celebration. And they're also a proud partner of Chris Long Foundation's Water Boys initiative, providing long-term clean water sources to thousands of people in developing communities in Africa.
Awesome.
I don't know what that has to do with The Great Gatsby, but I guess a few bottles go to that.
Have you ever read the book?
I have watched the movie.
Oh, is that Leo?
Yes,
Yeah.
It is the gif that keeps on gifting, right? Because it's like, him holding the champagne glass up and doing that. Yeah.
I remember the Gatsby, everybody, we read in like middle school or something, and then like everybody's like, oh, it's first, there was like especially like speakeasies were coming back and Gatsby, and everybody's like, oh, it's the best book ever. And then I was like 25 or 26. I was like, oh, I'm going to read it again. So like 10 pages, I'm like, this sucks.
Have Scott Fitzgerald doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm not very cultured. Sorry.
Just go watch the movie then. You'll just be done in an hour and a half. It's perfect. All right. And our last news article here is that James B. Bean Distilling, they're introducing their oldest bottle they have ever done in the brand and distillery's history, which is a Knob Creek 21-year-old. Aged patiently for over 2 decades, each barrel was hand-selected by master distillers Fred and Freddie No for its remarkable depth, balance, and character. Knob Creek 21-year-old is available nationwide for a limited time with a suggested retail price of $250 per bottle.
Okay. That's old for Knob Creek.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was like, we're releasing our first 20-year barrel, so we only had 1 barrel to select from.
It's set on the first floor for spent some time in Memphis for 14 years and then 6 years on the first floor at Bardstown.
And then at least a year or 2 on a concrete floor over at Frankwood.
No, it's not a year. It's been like 8 months maybe.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
It's got its own story, its own journey.
That would be a hell of a PR release.
Yeah. I'd like to try this 21 year. I've seen some reviews come in where people are saying it's over oaked, and I'd like to be the judge of that one.
Yeah.
So
there's not enough tannins for Kenny. So.
Yeah, it's impossible. Well, I do take it back. The only story that I get to tell all the time was when we got to try that 4-year-old bourbon
reserve
with Buddy Thompson. Yeah.
That was
that
too
my
far.
friend, that was over oaked, and it's really bad because that's my barometer. I was like, if you're even a shade or 2 below that, I'm like, oh, this is probably great, right?
And I'm like, Kenny, this is like oak bomb, and he's like, I don't even taste the oak.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
fantastic.
I can't even like give me a glass of water, my mouth's dry. It's so oaky.
I think that's probably part of like the journey that you go on, where you just have to keep shocking your system more and
pushing
more
it to
and
the
more.
limit.
Yeah, it's like, well, I've already had that. It's just you gotta go harder. You gotta go harder. It's the reason why I don't even like EDM music. I don't listen to techno. Like techno is just the same. It's like you gotta go harder music.
Yeah, your music gives me panic attacks.
It's the best. It's what gets you going.
What was the proof on that?
Didn't
100?
say.
Oh, okay.
Didn't say on here. but I'm sure a quick Google would show us. But we don't have time for that because we're over.
All right. Sorry.
That's it. That's This Week in Bourbon. Happy Halloween, everybody. Go ahead and make sure you collect all of your Skittles, your Reese Cups, and your Sugar Babies and send them my way.
That's right. And Pursuit bottles are black and orange, and white and orange. So
They are.
perfect Halloween bottle.
The barrel proof is black and orange. So there you go. With that, cheers, everybody. We will see you next time.
Doodles.